Hey everyone, Tom Atencio. I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada to get predictions on UFC 141, Friday, December 30th. I'm here with the former UFC heavyweight champion, former UFC interim heavyweight champion, one of the most accomplished heavyweights in MMA history, and he also holds the most wins for a heavyweight. None other than Frank Mir. Frank, thanks for coming on. Great, thank you for being here. Thanks for letting us in your house.
Yeah, no problem.
So let's talk about you a little bit. You're coming off a huge win, second time off Big Nog, Rodrigo Nogueira. Not only did you beat him, you submitted him, but you also knocked him out. So you had a lot of skeptics. I mean, as a fighter, I'm sure you have to deal with this all the time, but how does it feel to completely close the book on that chapter?
I'm happy about it. I think that I think the fight really, went as well as it could possibly go for me anyways, because if I'd have came out there and just blasted him out again, standing up, it probably would have been one of those ho-hum victories where my last two were people just like, yeah, who cares? So
let's talk about UFC 141, Friday, December 30th. Brock Lesnar versus the Reem, Alistair Overeem. Brock Lesnar comes in with a record of 5-2, 5-2-0. Alistair comes in a huge record of 35-11-1. This guy's fought everybody under the sun pretty much in the heavyweight division. Tell me what you think. Tell me who you think is going to win. Tell me what you think Overeem has to do to win, and tell me what you think Brock Lesnar has to do to win.
Well, I'm actually, as far as who's going to win, I'm edging towards Lesnar. Reason being is what I feel he has to do to win is that just to be himself. Don't play the stand-up game. I think that if he sits out there and tries to prove a point with Overeem, I think that's the only way Overeem can stop his takedown is if Lesnar decides not to engage and really try to, impose his takedown. I think that if Lesnar decides that, okay, I'm going to throw a jab, cover up, and put my head in his chest and run forward, and if I don't take him down on the initial blast, I'll at least drive him up against the cage, get his underhooks and get a takedown on the waist or the legs and take Overeem down, and then from there I really see Overeem's going to be in a lot of trouble. I think that statistically that is more probable of what could happen if they fought each other 10 times. I can see Brock getting 9 takedowns and winning, That being said, on the other end of it, Overeem, I think, has to keep the fight in that striking range. So when he goes to throw strikes, the problem is going to be, I feel, again, if he overcommits, Lesnar, like how Carwin did in Lesnar's the second round of their fight. First round, he kind of stayed back, and Lesnar tried to, kind of stand with him a little bit, and that's why he got caught. Then in the second round, Lesnar's like, I don't want any part of that anymore. As soon as, Carwin sat down, threw a jab and a cross, Lesnar just changed, levels and blasted right through him. So the whole time Overeem's throwing punches, he's really going to have to, I think, break Lesnar down at first, not be able to put all his power into his shots. He can't sit down real hard at first and try to throw, because if he misses or doesn't knock him out with the shot, he's going to get taken down. So I think opening round, Overeem has to come out, kind of stick and move and use lateral movement, because I think if you stand in a straight line with Lesnar, him running forward is just a recipe for disaster for his opponent.
Now Lesnar has been criticized of being afraid to get hit or not being able to take a punch. What do you think about that? And do you think that gives a little bit, obviously in the stand-up, an advantage to Overeem in that aspect?
I actually think it works against Overeem. Everybody keeps telling me, oh, his scrimmage got getting hit. I'm like, yeah, here's the problem now. It's like if you go and play with a boxer, let's say, and I'm like, oh, I'll box him a little bit, but I gotta get tagged quite a bit. He's a professional boxer, say a lightweight champ, I'm getting worked. If I sit there and go, man, I don't want this guy to hit me, it hurts. As soon as the bell rings, I'm either running from him, or once we get close enough, I close the distance and I hug him. I can make it very awkward for the boxer, because now I'm not really trying to box. I see it in jiu-jitsu all the time. I'll be rolling on the ground with somebody, and the minute I even touch the wrist, they put their hands in their armpits and they're circled up and they're doing. But the minute they try to engage me and move and maybe throw a punch and try to pass my guard, that's when everything opens up, and that's when the game is more free-flowing.
Okay, so your prediction is?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar, first round TKO.
First round TKO. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and choose Lesnar too. I'm going to choose him for a different reason. I think that Overeem has great stand-up. Probably some of the best stand-up in the heavyweight division.
Yeah,
but he's been able to shrug off people like Fabricio Verdum, other guys. I think Lesnar's such a big guy, and you can attest to this.
Yes.
I mean, and moves.
He moves different than a jiu-jitsu guy.
Than any other guy, and he was Division I wrestler.
Yes.
So I don't think Overeem's dealt with somebody like that, especially in that size category. So I think that's where he's going to have the biggest problem. And if Lesnar's smart, which I believe he is, I think he's going to close the distance, take him down, and I don't think Overeem's going to be able to get back up like he does with most of the other guys.
I don't see it either. I 100% agree with that assessment.
Okay, cool. So we're both going to go with Brock Lesnar.